Hello, guys. This is Nelson. I want to show you and talk to you about this phenomenal marketing systems that we are now rolling out. It's been in existence for a while, but now it's to the point where it's much better for every single business. And I think once you go through this brief presentation, and I will try to keep it brief, I don't want to go through too much. I'm going to go very fast. Now, I'm not going to cover everything, but I'm going to cover the biggest highlights of this software just so that you can see, and I think you will be impressed, very impressed by what this software can do. A lot of you are asking for information, so I'm going to try to put this together as fast as possible to give you something prior to meeting with you so that you at least have an understanding of what this software is going and what it can do for you. All right, so let me get started right now. One of the things that we know is that most businesses have very inefficient marketing, right? They have lack of leads and clients, they have lack of sales, and they have the inability to grow steadily, right? They wind up doing things one at a time, spending too much time on social media. They try other types of advertising, which I'm going to cover here in a little bit, and the reasons why you shouldn't do those types of advertising. And again, once you see this whole thing, I think you're going to be very impressed. So if you're going through social media or something like that, we know that finding prospects and hot leads is very time consuming and can be very, very expensive. First of all, you have to search for a new prospect. And you don't know if that prospect is interested in what you have to offer. You're just going to engage with that person and you're going to give them information. They're going to give you information back. You guys are going to connect. And maybe he has an interest in what you have, or maybe he has an interest in selling you what he has, right? So you never know. So this can be very time consuming, right? One of the things, and another mistake that a lot of business owners do, is they advertise on publications or social media, which publications to me is just the biggest dinosaur there is. So you try to place an ad in a magazine or something like that, one of these magazines that they distribute in neighborhoods. It's like shooting darts with a blindfold on. It's just not going to hit anything unless they're specifically looking for your product or service. And first of all, they have to even pick up the magazine to even start looking, and you get lost with all the other advertisers in there. All right. Then they take that information and they enter it into a CRM, or a customer relationship management system, in order to be reminded that you have to follow up. So again, you're spreading yourself out using many, many different things. All right. You also have things like MailChimp or GetResponse, or I know there's other email services out there in which you have to import all these people one at a time and then set up a campaign that can go and target these people, but it winds up being very slow. And I'm going to show you how much faster the system actually is. So one of the questions that I have for you is, what if you had a system that will do all this for you and more automatically? Well, we have the perfect solution for you. Okay. First of all, we have the most powerful business development and lead generation system available anywhere. It works almost for any business. And I would say probably about 98% of businesses can use this. It uses artificial intelligence to gather clients, boost your business visibility, and manages your marketing efforts all in one place. It gives you the same advantage as major corporations and generates hot leads better than any system in existence. And I'm going to cover that here in a little bit also. Okay. You can use this system to increase sales and revenues, which is the bottom line, right? So let me show you how this is done. So first, I'm going to tell you what the system actually does. All right. It gives you unlimited websites for all your businesses, with the ability to market and gather leads for each one separately. It creates squeeze or landing pages very easily. So what does that mean? If you're like me, which I run multiple businesses, I need to be able to market all my websites or create different websites for every business, and I need to be able to manage them separately. In other words, I don't want to be gathering customers for one of my businesses and then it crosses over into the other. This system does a perfect job of keeping all your clients separately for whatever it is that you targeted them about in the very beginning. So the other thing that it does, it manages your social media and markets all your social media pages with the click of a button. It helps you create content and engage your audience, which is what we're trying to do. You can create and post content that keeps them interested in your business, and that's very valuable. You want to keep them interested in your business on a continual basis. And remember, this is an automated process. It has a built-in CRM to manage all your leads and clients, market to them consistently and automatically. You set it up once, it's kind of like set it and forget it. The system is actually going to send the emails, it's going to send whatever you want them to send to social media or whatever, and it's going to send them directly without going from one prospect to the other or crossing over between the different websites. Okay. It's also going to create and post online ads. You're going to be able to reach thousands of potential customers by advertising on our network of over 1 million websites. Just think about that. You're able to create ads very quickly and send them out to over 1 million websites and more very, very quickly. This is where the system starts getting very, very powerful. It does your email marketing and creates an automated drip campaign to introduce yourself to your prospects, and automatically sends them information about your business on a schedule that you set. So in other words, once you meet the prospect or you engage them from social media or they find an interest in your business, basically what you want to do is you want to send them an introduction about yourself, but then you want to make sure that this sets recurring emails or sends recurring emails to your client to remind them about you. All right, I'm going to cover that a little more in a little bit also. You can also create newsletters. You can give offers or call to action messages that increases your sales and revenues very, very quickly. It also does SMS marketing the very same way. What is SMS? Those are messages that are going directly to your cell phone. All right, so it's like text messages, or you can actually send ads directly to your clients. Just like you do email marketing, you can send recurring SMS marketing directly to their phones. And you want to go to where the eyes are, and I'm going to cover that in a little bit also, because it's very important that you market efficiently. All right, so this allows you to create your own digital business card. All right, no more cardboard cards that everyone misplaces or throws away. This for me is actually very, very phenomenal, because I tend to attend networking events, and I pick up a lot of business cards as well as people getting my business card. But we've got all these old-fashioned, what I call little cardboard cards that most people wind up losing. Now, here's one of the drawbacks that I come across all the time. I picked up these things, and I'll go to a networking event, and I may pick up 20, 30, 40 business cards. I'll get to my office, I'll look at them, I say, I'm going to get those to those a little bit later. But later really actually never happens. But the worst part is that I may sit here maybe 2-3 weeks and I'll pick up those business cards again. First of all, I'll see the name and I will not remember the person's face. I don't remember what they look like. And even worse, I don't remember the conversation that we had. I don't know what it was about. I don't know whether he was interested in my business or I was interested in his business. But the bottom line is those cards aren't any good to me because I don't even know where to go. What am I going to call? What am I going to call them about? What am I going to say? So that's one of the reasons why these old-fashioned business cards are just going away. It's all going digital now, and this system actually allows you to create a card that has, or you can create a QR code that's going to bring them straight to your website. Now, the way that I have it set up is they'll scan my phone real quickly. It'll take them to my website, and what I'll do is I'll tell them, just fill out the first 3 lines, and you'll receive information about my business immediately. So what's going to happen? They're going to leave their name. They're going to put their name on there. They're going to put their email address and their phone number. They're going to press, give me information now, and automatically they're going to receive, the first page or whatever it is that I want them to get, a report or a link to my business right off the bat. Now, this is the best part, is I have captured their information. I can start marketing to them immediately and I won't lose their information. Okay, I can add them as a contact immediately, but even better, they start to receive an automated drip campaign, email campaign on what we talked about at that networking event. So in other words, they gave me their information, I've gathered their information, and automatically now they're going to start receiving information about me. The first one, the way that I set it up is going to be an introduction letter about me that says, hey, it was nice to meet you at the event. I want to give you some information that may be useful to your business that can show you how to double or triple your revenues very, very quickly. But you can see how this actually starts working for you without you even thinking about it. Then you can set maybe 3 days later or 7 days later for them to receive another email with maybe more information. Then you can repeat that another 7 days or maybe 14 days or then 15 days or 30 days. But the bottom line is that you've already preset all the letters that they're going to receive or all the emails they're going to receive. And they're now beginning to connect with you. They're beginning to connect with your product. They're beginning to connect with what you're offering them. And at one point, they're going to say, let me give this guy a call back because, he's been sending me all this information and find it very interesting. Now, content and how you put it in there, how you set it up has a lot to do with the responses you're going to get. Now, that's one of the things that we specialize in that I'm not going to cover here in this PowerPoint presentation. All right. But again, they can get this automatically as soon as they meet you. And it's very impressive because once they do it, they will automatically say, wow, what a system. And you're actually, you can actually introduce them to this system yourselves. And we'll talk about that a little bit later also. All right. SEO optimization. Basically, if for those of you who don't know that is optimizing your website so they rank higher and higher and higher. I don't know about you, but I get calls and emails all the time about SEO and these companies that are going to make my company rank number 1 on Google. But then they tell me that it takes about 6 months to a year for me to get that. And, usually they want all the money up front or, they want monthly payments when I'm not ranking. And I've tried it a couple of times and, some of it did okay. Some of it didn't do any good, but you're spending all this money up front for something that may not work. With this system, the optimization is already there. We have a proprietary algorithm that's continuously optimizing all your websites so that they rank higher and higher in Google searches. You don't need anybody else doing it for you. This system is going to do it for you. Okay. Now this, like they say, wait, it gets even better. All right. Now let me talk about this real quick. The best place to put your advertising is in front of people's eyes, right? So a lot of people start using a lot of social media and stuff like that. They start going on the computer and they start doing publications and flyers and other types of advertising. But this is what you have to realize. And some of you already know this, but where do most people spend their time when they're being entertained or looking for information or research? That's on their cell phones. Look at these pictures, right? You see this all the time in public transportation. You see that if you've gone to a doctor's office and you're sitting in a doctor's office and there's, 5-10 people in that waiting room, what are they all doing? None of them are talking to each other. As a matter of fact, most doctor's offices don't even have magazine publications in there anymore. They used to have magazines that you can pick up and read. They're not there anymore because they know that people, all they do is go in there and read cell phones. Or if you're at home, you're on your computer, or a lot of people go to different places and take their laptops with them. What I'm trying to say is that people are focusing their eyes on mobile devices, and that's where you should actually put your marketing, right? You see them everywhere, even people walking on the streets, and people may even get run over by cars because they're not paying attention to the traffic, but they're looking at their cell phones, right? So if all this that you see going around and you see all these people looking at cell phones, where do you think your most effective advertisement is going to be? It's obviously going to be on their mobile devices. That's what you want to target, right? So let me talk about one aspect of this marketing that's going to tie in with that going to where the eyes are, and it's called geofencing and retargeting. Some of you may know what it is, some of you may not know what it is, but I'll give you an example here in a little bit and you'll understand what it is, okay? Now, when geofencing first came out, it was very expensive and it was catered to a lot of the bigger corporations. But now, because of the so-called supply and demand, the small business person has the same advantage as the big corporations, okay? What is geofencing? And why is it so powerful? This is also known as location-based marketing. It gives you the ability to target computers and mobile devices with your advertising based on location and the keywords that you select for your advertisement. Okay. Now, retargeting is the ability to send the same ad again to the same prospect at a later time, regardless of their location. All right. This may sound a little jumbled, but let me explain what it is. Have you ever been in a store or you've been online and let's say you're looking for tennis shoes and you're looking and you're browsing and stuff like that. You haven't made your purchase, but all of a sudden you start getting all this information, all these little ads that pop up on your phone and your computer about tennis shoes. And they may not be the brand that you were looking for, but yet you want to go ahead and look at that, and it's talking about tennis shoes. And you say to yourself, well, how is it that they know? It's kind of freaky, but they say, how do they know what I'm looking for? That's because you've been geofenced. Based on your location, you get geofenced, and they start following you with your interest and start giving you information about whatever it is that you're looking for. That's what geofencing is. Now, retargeting is the ability to send the same ad again. So when you've captured that person's information the first time, is because they were in an area that you had actually geofenced for yourself. But now, even though they're not in that area anymore, they can still get the advertisement a second or third time, or however many times you set it up, and it goes directly to their cell phone, right? So this is extremely powerful. You're placing direct advertisement that's catering to your business based on keywords that are tied to your business. And anybody punches in that keyword, they are going to basically receive your information. All right. So going further into it, the question is, where can I geofence? And the short answer of that is you can geofence anywhere, just like over here. Generally, you can pick a zip code. You can pick if you're a brick and mortar business, let's say you're a restaurant, you want to geofence from your location and maybe go out, 2, 3, 4 miles, maybe no more than that, to be able to target your audience so that your ad falls in there, in the phones. So the geofence is based on radius from a specific spot or location. You can also geofence by city or state. Now, you don't want to get too wide, especially if you have a product that's people have to come to you to get it, or you're trying to market to somebody where you're going to have a lot of people with the same interests. So you don't want to go out too far, but there is no limit as far as as how far you can go with your radius. You can also market by zip codes. Okay, this one is one that I love. You can market conferences and conventions, and maybe some wheels will start spinning on your head. But I've used this before, and it is absolutely genius. For those of you who know me, I own multiple businesses. All right. One of my businesses is actually a company that does roof measurements via satellite or aerial images. So who are my clients? My clients are insurance adjusters and roofers. That's basically who they are. So usually on a monthly basis, sometimes every 2 weeks or even weekly, all over the country, there's a convention or a conference going on for roofers or insurance people, insurance adjusters. So what do? I'll take the address of that conference and I'll geofence it, maybe a block or 2 radius from that specific place. So for me, if I wanted to attend this conference, okay, I have to actually get a booth to go to the conference. The booth may be anywhere from $500 to $10,000. I've seen them. I have to take 3 days or 4 days for the conference to go out there. That's a waste of time. You also have to pay for your travel to get there. So when it's all said and done, I may be $15,000, in the hole with the cost of this convention. And there's no guarantee that I'm going to get my return on investment from this convention. I may get it in the long run, but I'm not going to get it right away. It's going to take a while for that money to come back at me. the bottom line is that I spent a lot of money just taking a shot. So now let me ask you this. Like me, what if you could just geofence this convention? All right. So let's say I've got those. It's a roofers convention, the International Roofers Association. I think it was in New Orleans this past year. But what if I geofence that and I put my keywords in there? In other words, I put roof measurements or roofing supplies, or I can do whatever I want, whatever I think they're going to use on that cell phone, and they're going to Google when they're there. I'm going to put in there. Here's a dirty little trick, but you can do it. You can put your competitor's business location or your competitor's name as a keyword. One of my competitors is actually EagleView. Right? It's a company called EagleView. So when I do this roofers convention, one of my keywords is EagleView. So if they type in EagleView, guess whose ad they see? Mine. It's like I'm at the convention advertising and I'm not even there. I didn't have to spend $15,000 to be at that convention and lose out on the convention next week or the convention next month because I can't go to all of them. It just gets way too expensive and too time consuming. But with this geofencing system, I can be at every single one of them. So what do you think is more advantageous, actually going to the conference or geofencing the conference? For me, it's the latter. All right. So there are endless possibilities of what you can do with this. Now, I just gave you an idea. If you have an insurance business, guess what? You can geofence a conference where there's going to be people looking for insurance, and you can use your competitors' names as a keyword. You can do that for just about anything. So there's no limit. All right. So this is how you do it. And how you target your ideal client using geofencing. First of all, you design your ad. We walk you through all the steps of that. You set the keywords you think they might be using and tie them to your website or your capture page. You pinpoint your specific geofencing location. Okay, and when the client actually is there and they put in one of your keywords, your ad will appear on their computer or mobile device. Okay. And you can use retargeting to assure your client receives your ad again. So once he's left the location, 3 days or 4 days again, you can retarget him to give him the same ad or a different ad so that he's still connecting to your business. All right. So this actually gets even better because what I'm about to show you is going to blow you away. I've been using it now, and I can only tell you that it just gets better and better and better and better. And I've never seen anything like this. You can actually go out there and buy lists of prospects and people who may be interested in your business. But these lead selling companies usually sell the same lists over and over to your competitor and to whoever's in your business. They're going to gather this over a long period of time. So usually for something like that, it's outdated and it's out of time, and a lot of these leads are not even fresh anymore. All right. So what this system actually does is finds targeted clients and prospects interested in your service or product instantly. And you can market to them with just 4 clicks. There's a system called SalesFlow that makes your marketing even easier and faster. Now, I'm not going to cover that here today. We can cover that at a later time, but I just want to give you the meat of what this system is and how it works, okay? So let me ask you this. What do you call a targeted prospect that has perfect contact information and who just showed interest in your product? That's a hot lead. And that's what we all want in our business. We want people that we can talk to continuously, who we can connect with, who are interested in our service or product. We want to put them through this system so that they're marketed to on a regular basis, right? So there's a system here called My Prospects. And let me show you how that works. I think this will actually impress you, because you go into the system and you put in your criteria, all right? And I'm going to show you 2 samples that I did very recently. I wanted to look for network marketing people. And I did this just because network marketing is so broad. Maybe some of you are in network marketing, or some of you are offering products that can go to network marketing. But remember, this works for anything and everything. This is just one key word that I picked, all right? I wanted to find somebody who had an interest in network marketing. I wanted to make sure they were from Houston, Texas. I wanted to, I'm not necessarily concerned with what company they work with or what their job title is or their industry. I'm not interested in education or age. I put all. Preferred contact method. Give me every way that I can contact this person. So all I want is network marketers in Houston, Texas. That's what I put as my criteria. So what I do is I click this get prospect and launch sales flow, and guess what comes up? Boom, the result. So what I did, all right, I came up with Carla Alvarado. So let's look at Carla Alvarado and see if she's somebody who may be a prospect for network marketing. Okay, she's a female, born 1957, from Houston, Texas, which is what I was looking for. She's in the health and wellness and fitness industry. I've got her personal email. I got her business email because I know that she works down here for Airbond International, and she's the regional vice president, and I know she went to Smiley High School. I also have her phone number, I have her Facebook address, and I have her LinkedIn address, all from putting in the criteria of the person that I wanted. So let's see, would this be a candidate for network marketing? Look, professional networking, she likes that. Teaching and training, which is what you do with network marketing companies, gardening, yoga, water skiing, dancing, total wellness, fitness, theater, and movies. Those are her interests. Now let's find out what her skills are. She's into wellness, nutrition, fitness, wellness coaching, supplements. She's probably some type of health coach or something that has to do with health or improving people's health. She's personal training. She may be a personal trainer. She likes home-based business, which is a qualification of network marketing. Training, fitness training, small business spa, motivational speaking, network marketing. How about that? She's into weight, lifestyle, exercise physiology, personal development, yoga, holistic health, well-being, strength training, vitamins, skincare, Pilates. She may be involved with network marketing companies that are offering some type of health products. This is probably very, very possible, very, very strong that she may be in that criteria based on everything that I have. So is she a candidate? Absolutely. So I put her, I click sales flow, and based on everything that I've preset, now Carla begins to receive automatic information about me. The first is going to be an introduction. Say, hey, my name is so-and-so, and I found that you may have an interest in network marketing, or I have a product or a service that may enhance whatever it is, whatever your business. I mean, it's endless, whatever you want to put on there. But remember, content is very important. She receives the first email. She receives the second email, maybe 3 days or 4 days. But the bottom line is you can set up as many emails as you want, and she's going to receive information about you on a regular basis. So when you're ready to reach out to her, she's probably going to recognize you or have an idea of who you are. Or if she's interested, she may actually reach out to you because you're sending your contact information on every email that goes out to her. Now, it doesn't have to be an email. It can actually be a text or an SMS message with your ad on it. You set up whatever you want to do. You can choose to do email, or you can choose to send an SMS message. Now you may also want to reach her through Facebook in a week or two, or you may want to, reach out to her on LinkedIn in a week or two. But the bottom line is she's receiving information. All right. So how many times can I do this? How many times can I get prospects under the program? You're set up for 100 prospects per month. Now you can get additional ones, and we can talk about that later. But I and you can also have unlimited prospects for any business or for any program that you're offering or product. Unlimited prospects, unlimited leads, hot leads with the criteria that you set up. We'll talk about that later. Let me give you another example. As I mentioned earlier, you guys know that I'm into roofing or roof measurements, but I like roofers and I like insurance adjusters, right? So I put in the criteria for this on this next one. And I wanted to find roofers in Austin, Texas. All right. Just because of the business that I am, I wanted to make sure that he's somebody that I can target with my my product, my roof measurements. So I've got my criteria was I wanted somebody who's in Austin, Texas. That's where I wanted to go. I did put some interest and skills on here. I wanted somebody who had interest in construction and roofing. All right. All genders, male or female, doesn't matter. I wasn't necessarily looking for a company name or a direct company, but I wanted to target the business owner. I wanted the roofing industry. I wanted any age, it doesn't matter. And I wanted all contact information or contact methods that I can get. So I put in this information, I clicked it, and lo and behold, there's Brent Huddleston. So let's look at Brent Huddleston and see if he's a good candidate for roofing or roof measurements. All right. I got his business email, brent@coreyconstruction.com. Over here also I have his personal email. So I've got two emails that I can actually target. He's a male, born in 1982. He's from 35 to 49 years old. He's in Austin, Texas, which is where I was looking for. And he's in the construction industry. I also have his phone number, his Facebook address, and his LinkedIn address. Okay. So look at the skills: construction management, contract negotiation, contractor negotiations, residential homes, process scheduler. I keep going through all this stuff, and look what's down here: roofers, subcontracting is what I was looking. Strategic planning. He went to Tomball High School. He works for Corey Construction LP, and he's the regional vice president. So, do we think this guy may be a candidate for roofing? Of course he is. Very strong candidate. And again, I can do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. How many times can I do it? Unlimited. I can get as many prospects as I want every day. And they are hot leads because they have an interest in whatever I have to offer. All right. This is very powerful, guys. There's nothing else out there like this. You will never find anything that'll get you this kind of prospect, this kind of lead that you can actually start marketing and has an interest in your product because that's the way you targeted that. All right. So how many prospects can you have a month? With your package, you can get 100 prospects. You get 100 prospects per month. You can do an additional package that has either 250, 500, 1,000, and there is an unlimited option. And again, we can talk about that later. All right. I don't want to go too long on this. I tried to go as fast as possible because I know this was a brief overview. But the bottom line is you have all your marketing and management tools in one platform. So we talked a little bit about websites. We talked a little bit about social media. We talked about CRMs. We talked about online ads. We didn't talk about teams, and that's something that we can talk to you about further and show you how this works if you have a team of people working for you. We talked about retargeting. We didn't talk about analytics, but this actually measures how your ads are doing and how your emails are doing, or your SMS messages, whatever it is that you're selling. Whatever it is that you're sending people, how it's working for you. We talked a little about email. We talked about SEO and SMS. All right. There's a lot more, guys. There's a lot more that we'd like to share with you. So what I want to encourage you to do right now is get back to the person who actually told you to look at this PowerPoint presentation. I thought I was going to be able to do this in 15 minutes, but I went twice as much. But I think you'll get the gist of it and you'll get the information a lot better. If you go one-on-one, we can show you how the leads and prospects work live. We can pull leads that are targeted to your business so you can see that. So again, we'd like to, meet up with you, whether it be via Zoom or whether it be in a personal meeting, but get back to the person who introduced you to this. And hopefully I was able to show you something and show you how much of an impact this system can have on your business and how it can actually double or triple your revenues and clients because you can reach people every single day that are interested in your product or service. All right, guys, my name is Nelson. Get back to whoever gave you this, and we'll be chatting a little bit later. Have a great day.